The most viral messages, a movement that swept across nations, a trillion-dollar concept. None had a famous or charismatic leader. Actually, none had any leader, neither a plan nor headquarters. Yet these ideas crossed borders, defied governments, and rewrote the rules of power. Hi, welcome to Creatio. I'm your host, VC Hana. Today, we're exploring how something with an anonymous source and no one in charge became so powerful and unstoppable. It sounds impossible, but it's happened in finance, in politics, in culture. If this can happen without a leader and without a plan, then nothing we think is impossible is out of reach, and nothing we think is stable is safe. It's October 2008. The world is on the brink of financial collapse. Banks are failing, trust in the system is evaporating, and then a 9-page PDF appears online, posted under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knew who he is or they are. No one does nearly 2 decades later. But what they write will rewrite the rules of money. Satoshi's PDF describes something radical. Money that no bank can control and no government can shut down. A currency that belongs to everyone and to no one. People begin to build it, trade it, improve it, all without ever knowing its creator. Then, just 2 years later, in 2011, Satoshi is gone. No interviews, no book deals, no farewell tour. Just vanishes, taking their identity with them. But Bitcoin doesn't die without its creator. It actually grows from a few curious developers to a $2 trillion network. Bitcoin isn't the first attempt at an alternative currency. In 1996, years before Bitcoin even exists, a gold-backed digital currency called eGold gained real traction with millions of accounts worldwide. eGold's pitch made perfect sense. Free currency from political and central bank control by tying it to the enduring value of gold. But unlike Bitcoin, it had a face. 2 of them, Douglas Jackson and Barry Downey. And when regulators wanted it gone, they knew exactly where to knock. Doors slammed open, offices shook with raids, criminal charges hit. Servers vanished into evidence rooms. eGold didn't fail because the idea was bad. It failed because the idea could be handcuffed. That's the difference anonymity makes. When no one can name the creator, the idea stands alone. And the only way to stop it is to stop the world from believing it. Bitcoin wasn't the first faceless revolution, and it wouldn't be the last. Because when no one's in charge, something unexpected can happen. Bitcoin's power was in the code, but the same principles, being leaderless, anonymous, and unstoppable, were about to spill into the streets. And this time, it wouldn't just disrupt money, and it would protect people. Anonymity became the shield strong enough to defend against guns and bombs, and it would overthrow ruthless dictators. In 2010, the Arab world is boiling from decades of frustration, from unemployment, corruption, and censorship. Speaking out publicly can cost you your job or even your life. But online, behind pseudonyms and untraceable accounts, people begin talking. Then, in December 2010, a single act in a small Tunisian town ignites something no one can contain. A street vendor named Mohamed Bouazizi sets himself on fire after police confiscate his fruit cart. His name is known locally, but he isn't a leader, activist, or public figure. He never intends to start a revolution, yet his act strikes a nerve. Footage spreads on social media as people repost it, translate it, and share it with others. No single person owns it. No one can stop it. In weeks, protests erupt across Tunisia, then Egypt, then beyond. In Egypt, the Facebook page We Are All Khalid Said, run in part by Google executive Wael Ghonim under a pseudonym, becomes a rallying point. Online, activists using pseudonyms and faceless accounts call for demonstrators, shared footage, and coordinated marches. On Twitter, anonymous handles report events faster than news agencies. This anonymity makes it impossible for authorities to simply cut off the head, for the message had no identifiable head to cut. Within months, Tunisia's president flees, Egypt's Hosni Mubarak resigns, and uprisings spread to Libya, Yemen, and Syria. Proof that a leaderless, anonymous revolution can topple entrenched regimes. But anonymous creativity applies to more than just revolutions and uprisings. Sometimes it's about a photo of a cute baby on a beach, clenching a fistful of sand like he just won an Olympic gold in beach volleyball. The picture shouldn't have meant more than that, and yet it ended up saving a life. It's 2007. Lainey Griner takes her 11-month-old son Sam to the beach. Like every parent, she wants a cute photo, so she says the magic words, "Say cheese." Instead of smiling, Sam scowls, his cheeks puff, his little fists clench around a handful of sand. It looks less like a beach day and more like he's just won a world championship in toddler determination. Lainey posts a photo on Flickr. 4 years later, someone we still don't know gave the photo a caption, "I hate sandcastles." And with that, the internet transforms Sam into Success Kid. He isn't smashing empires or writing manifestos, but somehow his tiny victory pose becomes a universal symbol for winning, no matter how small the win. The meme spreads everywhere. It's used for celebrating job offers, passing exams, and even surviving Mondays. Coca-Cola puts him in a Super Bowl commercial. And then in 2015, it becomes more than just a joke. Sam's father needs a kidney transplant. The family starts a fundraiser, and the internet remembers the meme. $83,000 pours in within days, enough to save Sam's dad's life. All thanks to a photo, a caption, and one anonymous spark. The creation becomes part of culture and changes a family's life. And that's the fascinating thing about anonymous creativity. When no one's chasing credit, the idea becomes a star. Which brings us to the question, why do ideas with faces sometimes outshine the people behind them? From a leaderless uprising that reshaped nations, to a baby with a fistful of sand who saved his father's life, to a currency whose creator may be unknown forever. These stories are proof of something counterintuitive, that sometimes the most powerful ideas thrive because there's no identity to attach them to. Some of the reasons include: 1. The message outshines the messenger. When no single person claims ownership of the idea itself takes center stage. We judge the idea solely on its merit, not through the filter of the creator's fame, reputation, personality, background, or politics. 2. Anonymity protects the idea from powerful enemies. Anonymous creators and their ideas can evade being shut down by repressive governments and enemies. This is especially helpful during the idea's early and most vulnerable stages, as there are no known leaders to target. In the case of regime change, anonymity also lowers the risk for ordinary citizens to participate without fear of immediate retaliation. 3. Anonymity allows the idea to become universal property. When an idea is anonymous, there's no clear owner, so the idea can be reshaped, remixed, and spread without permission. This collaboration and participation has a powerful psychological impact. The idea stops being the creator's vision and becomes everyone's because it truly is. 4. The myth and mystery amplify the idea. Humans are drawn to mystery. When the creator is unknown, the absence of an identity becomes part of the allure. This aura of intrigue often fuels curiosity, conversation, and cultural momentum. But don't think just because you're anonymous that your post will go viral or even get a ton of views. To optimize anonymity's power in a message, you must truly heed one thing which can be found in a timeless epigram from Oscar Wilde. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. Yes, without a doubt, both man and woman will tell you the God-honest truth from behind a mask. But to bring power to the truth, you must be able to convey a deep universal truth no matter how controversial. Anonymity and truth are partners. So anonymous creativity works because it strips away the human baggage that can hold an idea back. An anonymous idea is shielded from its enemies, and being anonymous amplifies what makes the idea irresistible to share. When we can focus solely on the idea becomes more clear, and with clarity comes power. And power unclaimed is often unstoppable. I conclude today's episode with a what-if question. What if, take the domain of politics as an example, we eliminate privacy by making all communications fully public and also eliminate people's identifications? Could that create a world of radical transparency coupled with honesty? Could that eliminate most corruption? It sounds crazy and impossible, but it's a thought. Thanks for watching. If you're inspired to be an anonymous subscriber, then click subscribe below. Want to leave an anonymous comment? Feel free to do so. See you next time.